The universe is putting on one of its most dramatic shows, a rare total lunar eclipse, also called the blood moon. It is lighting up the skies as we speak. For more than 82 minutes, the moon will slip completely into Earth's shadow. It will transform from its usual bright silver glow into a deep fiery red. And the best part, you don't need telescopes, you don't need any special equipment. You just need to step outside and watch this spectacle unfold. In fact, NDTV science editor Pallav Bagla, he's joining us at this point of time. Sir, this is a rare celestial event, and I'm very sure that you're pretty excited about it.
Well, certainly, it's a very exciting time. India has done lunar exploration, and we have a lunar eclipse happening. I'm talking to you from Bangalore. All the laboratories here are open, and people are watching the lunar eclipse using telescopes through naked eyes, and they are enjoying the celestial dance. While at the same time, we also have a large part of India which is going to be indoors, and the temples are not open because we have a country of believers and we have a country of people who believe in science. So they go hand in hand, but it's a celestial spectacle like no other. It happens often, but a total lunar eclipse of this duration, of this nature, and where the glow of the moon will turn reddish is a rarity, and it's happening over a large part of the globe where there's a large population and everybody can go out and enjoy it. There was a time when the myths and the superstitions had a role in our lives, with science and technology explaining every aspect of it. Today, we can go ahead and watch it, and lunar eclipses can be watched with naked eyes. So you don't need to go to a planetarium or to an observatory or to a scientific laboratory. Just get onto an open space and hope that there is no monsoon cloud over you, and you can enjoy the spectacle where the Earth's shadow can be seen going over the moon. So you seldom see the Earth's shadow. So you will see the shadow of the Earth on the moon. It's a beautiful spectacle. And there are so many things which happen around it, which make it very interesting. And this is essentially because the Earth, moon, and sun fall in a single straight line. And this event, if the moon's axis were not tilted and its revolution were not tilted, would happen every month. It doesn't, but when it happens, it gives a beautiful spectacle. That's called an eclipse. And the first time the scientific explanation for an eclipse came almost 2,500 years ago by Aryabhatta in his book Aryabhatya. So India has a tradition of science on the eclipses and explanations, and we continue to explore the moon now physically by going to the moon. So it's a beautiful time, and go out and watch it. It's a beautiful spectacle.
Pallav sir, it's great that you mentioned India's mission to the moon, because what we are looking ahead is the Chandrayaan-4 mission and India's future lunar ambitions that are there in the pipeline. How should we view this particular event, this celestial event? Should we see it as symbolic? Should we see it as inspiring? How should we look at it?
Whichever way you look at it, this will happen. This is a dance of the planets and planetary bodies. Whether you like it or not, it will continue to happen for millennia. It has happened for several millennia, and it will continue to happen. We are trying to understand the moon and the science and geology of the moon for a very different reason, because the world wants a permanent habitation on the moon. America is working towards that very strongly, and India is also going to have an Indian landing on the moon by 2040. So these are great understandings happening about lunar science. It's our closest planetary neighbor, and we need to understand it essentially because it has secrets hidden on how the Earth originated or planets originated long before that, because there is no erosion on the moon's surface. So in the moon, it harbors many secrets. That's why we are trying to explore it. And the lunar eclipse, which we are seeing right now, which is in a partial lunar eclipse stage just now, or actually, at the total lunar eclipse has started at 11:01. So right now we've entered the total lunar eclipse phase, and the image we can see on the moon is of the moon is already showing a reddish glow on it. So the total lunar eclipse has started, and everybody should be going out and watching this lunar eclipse, which sometimes in the American phraseology they have started calling it the blood moon. Nothing blood or anything bloody about it. It's just the color reddish, which comes because of the scattering of light, which is filtered through the Earth's atmosphere. It's a beautiful spectacle. Unfortunately, I can't go out and see it. I would urge anybody who's listening to me to leave and go and see. Otherwise, stay with NDTV. We are going to give you this entire thing in a very beautiful explanatory manner and enjoy it.
Pallav sir, you have covered so many of India's space, space exploration events, our missions. Do you sense a greater pride, a greater sense of curiosity about the moon, about the closest neighbor, among ordinary people, since all these missions, since India's mission successes?
Well, certainly. And I have repeatedly pointed out, see, 12 Americans landed on the moon, and the last one landed on the moon in 1972. And that happened because of the Cold War between USSR and America. And after that, the world seems to have forgotten about the moon. And the world really woke up about the moon when in 2008, India did the Chandrayaan-1 mission, which was a lunar orbiter. But it was a lunar orbiter which left a great mark because it found the presence of water molecules on the moon. It changed the entire history of the lunar geology, understanding of the lunar geology, because if there is water on the moon, then you can have permanent habitation at some point or the other, because you cannot have, unless there is water, there cannot be life in the form which we see on Earth. So it opened doors, and since then, floodgates have been opened, and many, not just government missions, but private missions have been going towards the moon. And India also launched Chandrayaan-2, follow-up to Chandrayaan-1, and then Chandrayaan-3. And Chandrayaan-3, India's mission, was sensational, not just in India, but across the world, because India landed closer to the south pole of the moon, and no other country has landed as close to the south pole of the moon. Today, the south pole of the moon is considered the El Dorado, where the gold rush is happening. And the Artemis missions from America are also expected to go towards the south pole of the moon. And all of that floodgate was opened through India's sub-$100 million Chandrayaan-1 mission. And that changed the entire outlook towards the moon. So India and the Indian Space Research Organization has a glorious past, and a future is looking even brighter, because we have Chandrayaan-4 coming up, which is a sample return mission. And beyond that, we have a Indo-Japanese mission, which will land right at the South Pole at 90 degrees. And then we have other missions coming up, including launching a kind of a GPS navigation system on the moon, so that future missions on the moon can have easier navigation. And having a permanent habitation on the moon is America's wish, and landing an Indian on the moon is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's diktat to the Indian Space Research Organization. And they already have a large rocket called the Lunar Module Launch Vehicle, which is 123 meters tall. That work is ongoing at ISRO. I just saw the first models of that.
Right.
And we have a great way to explore and understand the universe through the moon.
Absolutely. And Pallav sir, all I can say is there is a blood moon above, and the Chandrayaan legacy below. This entire journey, it will continue. And tonight's eclipse, it is just a reminder that the moon is actually closer to India than ever before. Pallav Bagla there, thank you very much for staying with us and getting us all those details.